You telling me the South?
It's like Aquafina all over again.
Oh Lord. So the black characters are pregnant. The black characters are angry and aggressive and combative.
Yeah.
They're hypersexualized. They get all the STDs.
Yep. So we're just checking off stereotypes. At this
My
point
God,
in the show.
what story are you telling?
Now we go. We got the tea and a theory. We got the tea and a theory. We got the tea, what? And a theory. We got the tea and a theory.
Is this thing on?
Woo!
Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of
Tea and Theory.
Where we spill the tea and back it up with the theory. We are your hosts. I am Annie from Sinners.
Oh! I'm being joined by a celebrity.
Small,
a star. Yes. And I am Rita from Vampire in Brooklyn.
Word! Yes! And so, obviously, it's October. Spooky season. I don't know why I did that, chat. Anyways, how are you doing, sister?
Yes. So today I'm doing pretty good. I'm definitely doing a lot better than I have been. I've been having my mood's been swinging. I've been a little up and down. As I had told you, so I have premenstrual dysphoric disorder, or PMDD, which basically means that I get PMS symptoms around that time or a week or two before that time of the month, but they're not typical PMS symptoms. They're like 10 times worse.
Yeah.
And so depending on I really don't know what it depends on, honestly, because sometimes I'll get them, they're not that bad.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll get them and it's like the worst thing in the world. I feel like I'm literally losing my mind.
Yeah.
And so this has been one of those like rougher swings that I've been having and experiencing. And so today I felt a little more like even keel.
Yeah.
So it was a much better day than some of the others that I've been having, where I would start, with one mood.
Yeah.
Then I end up in like another one, and then I end up in another one.
Yeah.
So today I've been chilling. It's been a good day.
Yeah.
Got some work done. I was out on my balcony for a little bit. I finished book 6 of Harry Potter. So now like this series, it's like a little bittersweet. I'm like, oh, I have one more left.
Yeah.
And it's kind of sad, but it's okay.
But you're reading. Hey.
I'm reading, that things that are not school related.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is needed.
Yeah.
So
but it is.
Overall, I'm doing good. I started working on my wig for this Halloween party. Told y'all I was gonna go outside. So
we do have to be outside. I'm sorry.
I know.
Like it's the first time in a bit where like Halloween's fallen on a Friday, so like
that's
we have to make
true.
use of the opportunity, because usually Halloween be on a Wednesday. You like, well,
So yes. If I was gonna go to the Halloween party one year, it's gonna be this year.
Yeah, minus well.
Yeah. But how are you doing?
I am okay. No, I'm stressed out.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot going on. Internship applications are coming up, like deadlines, and so I'm like, God, everything is really. So that's how I feel. Also, with taking like Adderall, I have been experiencing a lot of irritability on top of being stressed.
Yeah.
So everything is just getting on my nerves real bad. I'm just like, oh my God, I just want to ball up the world like this. Just for a little bit. Just for like a little bit.
And I get it. I get it.
But overall, I think I feel okay. I feel good. I've been, hanging with friends, like working out, not sleeping, but
okay.
But like, everything else is
okay.
Yeah, we're getting there.
We'll get the sleep back.
Yeah, at some point.
We will work back to her.
Yeah, so I feel okay.
Okay.
I feel alive.
Okay.
I feel spooky. Yes.
I love it. I love it. And I feel like you're going to have the time of your life tomorrow, honestly. This is your season.
You know what I mean? If someone looking at you, Amazon, would send my vampire fangs so I could really get into my character tomorrow, please. I'm bet whoever. It's not even, mind you, it's not even on a truck yet.
Oh.
So
we see
someone needs to box it up, please.
Amazon.
I don't even like you like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, exploitation, all of that. But like, fold my stuff up real quick. Cause unfortunately I did start planning my outfit on Monday. So, but like, mind you, it's Amazon and you ordered Monday. So,
and they have like 1 day, 2 day ship. So what's the hold up? What's going on?
Put it in the box, girl. You know, put it on the truck, diva. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
You can send it on a plane, drop it on a drone.
No, like, a drone. I'll pick it up. Tell me where it's at. I'll come get it
at this point.
Or otherwise, I'm just gonna be going and just be telling people like, just imagine I have fangs, girl.
And not imagine.
Just imagine, like, okay. Anyways. But yeah, so that's how I'm doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Imagine I got fangs.
Just imagine, I would just be in party like, just imagine. Whatever sound vampires make, child.
Yo, I love it. But I wanna kind of point out before we get into our icon of the week that we finally don't have an in memoriam. Thank goodness. Y'all kept it together for another 2 weeks. Thank you, Jesus.
And especially with the way that the world is looking right now, everybody who's holding on,
look, we really appreciate you. We need your light.
No, we do. Like, hold on. Please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But yes, our icon of the week.
Yes.
So this week, our icon goes to Pastor Jamal Bryant. You know, if I had to exactly get into your DJ.
And why, Pastor?
Yes. So this week it's Pastor Jamal Bryant of New Birth Missionary Baptist Church in Georgia, because being responsive to the times that we're in, considering that there is a government shutdown, and now starting on November 1st, those that were receiving SNAP benefits are not going to be able to get their SNAP benefits, which is going to make it a lot harder for people to actually eat.
Yeah.
Something that is incredibly necessary. So they announced that they'll be now taking food donations as a form of tithing during the month of November to be responsive to everything that's going on right now, recognizing that there are members of their church and their community that need this support, that need this food, but also recognizing that the government has been shut down for today makes day 30, and there are people that aren't getting paid. There are government workers that have not gotten paid.
Nope.
So it's kind of hard to tithe when you can't meet your basic needs, or you have no check. When your check is zero, you can't give 10% of zero. So we really want to take this moment to highlight him for that work, because that is something that is so important. That is something that is so thoughtful to do, that I think a lot of people need to be thinking about and doing. And it's something I've been thinking about personally, of how can I make sure I'm giving back during this time? What can I give? Because there's so much going on. Like, I was on food stamps as a grad student. And it was something that the first few years of the program, it really helped support me, because we don't get paid that much. And so it was nice to be able to say, like, okay, well, at least I don't have to think about groceries as much.
Right.
I have this support that can help sustain me while I'm trying to make sure I can pay my rent, put gas in my car to get to school, all the other things that come with needing to live in life. And so right now, during these times where times are just hard for people already. We already know eggs have been $1 million for the last year. And now people have to actually go and try and figure out how they're going to pay for that. So kind of my thought for all our listeners is, if you are in a place where you're able to give back and you're able to help support those in your community, please be thinking about how you could do that, whether it's local food banks, your local churches, their organizations that are collecting food, money, and give to others. So if you are in a place to do that, it's something I encourage you to do.
Definitely. And yeah, I feel like in a time like this, I think it's very important for churches to get back to what they used to do, right? Because the point of the church was beyond just like having a place or community to praise and like engage with your faith. There were those instances where you're supposed to support the community that you're in.
Yeah.
So I thought that was like a wonderful response to the times, as opposed to like being so disconnected to still be asking for $1,000 donations.
Lock
and like
the doors.
Yeah. And not letting people out the church because they don't want to give you 1,000, or they're giving you 1,200 instead of the 2,000 that you asked.
Yeah.
In this economy,
Child.
girl, you better be lucky I showed up and I gave $1.
Look, baby,
doing my best.
Look, doing my absolute best.
So for him to recognize the need of his and to just change, because I read about that, and I think one thing he mentioned was like coming into New Birth, they were like millions of dollars in debt.
32 to be exact.
Yeah.
$32 million in debt.
Yeah. And so he's like, obviously we've been using like the offerings to like help maintain the church, but like we're at a point where the building, the people got to eat.
Exactly.
Like, yes, we need a building. The people have to eat. And so I thought that was so tea, like, Pastor Jamal Bryant, you ate that.
You know, shout out. We need more like you in this world. And more pastors like you.
Yeah. Your pastor on a yacht.
Yeah. Child.
Pastor on private jets.
Well,
I will talk about that, but it's not what we're here for.
Like we said in our last episode.
Okay.
Read for yourself.
Read for yourself.
In context.
But yeah. So getting into the topic of the week.
Okay.
Which I've titled, You Telling Me to Sell? Girl! We talk about KeKe Palmer's new show.
Yep.
Southern fried rice.
And I have had rice fried in the South, but baby, it ain't. It was a lot better than this show.
And I'll be specific, it's Nakia Stephens.
Yes.
You know, who has, is behind the story.
Yes, another Black woman.
So she's the screenwriter, and KeKe Palmer is, it's her platform, so it's on KeTV, which is a platform that is, dedicated to uplifting Black stories and creatives. And you might be like, okay, work. So let me read verbatim what they describe this show as. Okay, so Southern Fried Rice follows a Korean-American girl, surprise, raised from birth by Southern Black parents, surprise, I guess, struggles to defend and redefine her identity after being accepted into a popular HBCU. Surprise! And if you're not familiar, HBCU stands for Historically Black Colleges and Universities. And so I'll be the first to say, I was live on Twitter when the show was dropped. Oh, and people started going, Southern Fried Rice follows a Korean American girl raised by Black parents. Redefine and defend at an HBC. Okay. Words are being put together that haven't really been put together before.
No, first probably in history.
Work. And so there was a lot of back and forth. People felt very strongly about this show. people on Twitter, Black Twitter, was very much like, this ain't it, y'all. This ain't it. And Nakia Stephens, who was also online, kind of responded and very much told the people, you know, hey, this is my show. This has been 10 years in the making. You know, I want to create dialogue. And so the girls were dialoguing.
She did create dialogue. She did
People
do that.
are talking.
They are talking.
Yeah. But then it did end with her being like, this is why I hate Twitter. Y'all fake intellectuals.
Oh, well.
I thought it was Black representation and Black audiences. And
I thought we wanted the dialogue.
I thought we wanted the dialogue. I thought that's what
we asked for.
I thought that's what
Oh, no. Okay, well.
Okay. KeKe Palmer also chimed in and was like, you know, I'm just uplifting stories and we're, you know, we're just, this is a story that you should look, watch, engage with. And so, I engaged.
Yes, I did too.
And Lord, do I have dialogue.
Yes, I do too.
I will say, I'll admit, I watched 3 episodes out of the 7, and I had to stop. Unfortunately, I did have to stop. Like, I wanted to be one of the ones who pushed through to see, but it was very much like, I think this is my stop. This is my stop, y'all. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. I'm gonna have to go.
Yeah. And I understand why you stopped at 3, because I was one of the ones that, that pushed through a little against my will. I was like, for research purposes, let me finish it. Let me give it the full chance.
Yeah.
And it did not get better after 3. It did not. Actually, as I wrote, I kept a running log of my thoughts.
So did I.
It was quite thoughts. There were quite a few thoughts. Yeah. There was not an episode. And I will start off by saying that it is fitting that this came out around Halloween time.
Spooky.
Spooky season.
Girl, spooky. Ooh, like, girl, ooh. I screamed.
Yeah, I literally audibly, like, at the beginning, I even wrote it down in my notes. I was like, gasped. Like, literally sounds were made.
Yeah. Hands and covering my eyes. I was like,
child, because it's scary out here. Because we have to think about the process, right?
Girl.
So it's been 10 years in the making.
Yeah.
This script has gone through rereads. Multiple people have read it. It has been funded. And at every turn, at some point, even if it took a few years, at some point, all the lights went green for it to end up where it did. At any point.
Girl.
At any point, a strong no could have been given. Sister, let's have this conversation.
Girlie.
Can I sit you down real quick?
Because the thing is, with you saying that this is 10 years in the making, I would have preferred if you would have said, like, it was a thought that I just had. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. Like, I know that sounds very rude, but for how it's just so, it lacks nuance, it lacks real interpretation, it lacks everything to have a good dialogue.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, I feel like there is no dialogue, but there are stereotypes.
There was a lot of stereotypes.
There are stereotypes.
A lot of stereotypes. Every single minute had at least 10 you could just point out.
And I also want to point out that it wasn't just the Black community who was saying, like, this might not be a diva. The Asian community did also come out, like, they were talking about the show and they were like, so we kind of didn't ask for this representation.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. Like, it's okay.
You know?
Because, like, 10 years in the making, Nakia Stephens came out and shared that she's an HBCU alum.
Mm-hmm.
And so for you to put this out, I don't know, I felt like she reduced culture, she reduced the HBCU experience. Like, I was just like, she reduced, like,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And there's so much that when you talk about those things, there's so much richness that is there that need to be celebrated on the screen, that needs to be shown. Like, we think about shows like A Different World that did it in a way in which they were able to show and celebrate an HBCU culture without all the stereotypes that had to come on top of that. And then there are members of other groups that attend HBCUs, and they don't all show up as a caricature of Blackness. Like, that's not necessary. We don't have to do that. You can still be yourself. And be in an HBCU. You can still be yourself and have been adopted and lived with a Black family, and still
and not come out saying cornbread.
Exactly. And that Black accent was going in and out, baby.
It's fake. It was like my accents. I was just like, oh, Jesus.
It's like Aquafina all over again.
Oh, Lord. well.
Again, nobody asked for this.
And as someone who went to, like, an HBCU, I did go at a time where there was... Okay, so I went to Spelman College. And so Spelman is... It's like they're in the AUC, so the Atlanta University Center, because it's Clark Atlanta, Morehouse, and Spelman. They're very close. And so I went at a time where we had non-Black students. I remember non-Black students at Clark. I remember there was, like, this very popular, like, white boy at Morehouse. There was also a white girl, and I believe an Asian student at our school during my time there. That I didn't see none of it, which I was showing, like, none of that was happening. Like, it's not this very, like, what is you doing here? I'm gonna treat her bad because what is she? Like, it was not. And if anything, to be honest, I feel like most of the questions were like, oh, hey. And especially around the time that I went, which was like 2016, like, President Trump is up. So it's very much like, ooh, a lot of us then came to this space to like to seek refuge, and but it was never like a very big kind of like a big problem that people talked about all the time. And none of those students were ever ostracized, right? And I think at the time, some very good topics that came up were, okay, you're a non-Black person at a HBCU, so you are considered a minority, so you get minority scholarships to be here. While the rest of us are lining up at financial aid, begging for funds, right? And so thinking about how unfair it could be for, a white woman to be in this space, and she gets to go here for free, and I have to, like, beg for funds, and like, Spelman is extremely expensive. I'm sorry, I love the place, but it's so expensive. So $50K a semester, and I'm looking at the lady, she's looking at me, but someone else can get the funds much easier because they're white or they're non-Black. And so I didn't see that real conversation happening, right, in the show. Like, and they don't even, like, show, okay, so if you don't know, the Asian girl's roommate is portrayed to be a fat, dark-skinned Black woman who can't stand Coco, who is the Asian character.
A villain.
They made her the angry Black woman, the villain. What's new, right? And so it was never all of that, but also I feel like Coco does make some good points. She's framed as someone who is angry and bitter and but she is making some good points. And so I feel like the show didn't give it that nuance of like, I feel like Joy does have points. If anything, everyone's response to her is, but you doing too much, girl. Like, it's too much going on. Like, just let her be. But it's like, these are good questions, like, that we should be posing. Like, you are in this space and you get to experience so much privilege in this space, but you also get to experience privilege outside of this space. And so what does it mean for me that you've come in here and you're the center, not like in the show, obviously, but also as they're experiencing everything, she is centered. And so none of that nuance was given to the girls.
No. Not at all.
Like, what story are you telling here? I was so confused because Nakia's thing was like, I'm telling stories and I want people to feel represented. Who are you representing?
Because that's the question, right? Because the Black characters at the Black school were the background. The Black family was the background. Again, whose story are you telling? Because most of the characters that are in this space that is a Black space, they're all off in the back. They're not getting their representation, or the way that they are being represented is in a very derogatory light. Because even when we see Tammy, who is Coco's child.
That girl, I was banging.
This is where I was like, I audibly gasped, because as soon as Tammy is Coco's sister or cousin? Best friend. Okay. So Tammy is Coco's best friend. Tammy was supposed to go to school at the same time as Coco. They're the same age. But then we find out that Tammy was like, oh, I'm disappointed. Because I thought we were going to be able to take a gap year together. I was really looking forward to that. But then we find out the reason that Tammy is taking a gap year. Tammy is taking a gap year because, and as she said, she was like, I tried so hard to not be like my mom. I was working really hard. I was in AP classes, extracurriculars, doing all the things. But now I'm pregnant. I'm working at Walgreens.
Why Walgreens?
And I can't go to college.
Who said?
And so now we meet the best friend. Now we've got the baby mama. We've got and then we get to the school. We meet Joy. Now we got the angry Black woman.
Sure.
And then we meet, so honestly, it's quite a and they are hypersexualized. So with somebody, and I'm not going to spoil it for you if you decide you want to watch it, but somebody ends up getting the clap. So
do they happen to be Black?
Oh, yes.
Oh,
of course.
Duh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So the Black characters are pregnant. The Black characters are angry. And aggressive and combative. They're hypersexualized. They get all the STDs.
Yep. So we're just checking off stereotypes at this
My
point
God,
in the show.
what story are you telling? Why? Okay, so I feel like wanting to tell stories is one thing. Why is this the story that you want to tell in this 2025?
Yes.
This 2025. People hungry. We irritated, diva. Like,
literally.
Why is this the story that you want to tell me today?
Literally.
As a Black woman, why do I need to see a Black girl not go to college because she got pregnant and she don't want to be like her mama, but she ended up being like her mama? Why do I want to see the Black girl who does go to college and she's angry and she's mad and she's combative? Why do I want to see the Black girl who does go to college and she's hypersexual and she gets the STD? Why? Why? What story? Why? What does that mean for me? What's the dialogue? What's the dialogue? And this is all around the Asian girl with the edges and the perm.
Sure.
Why? What's the story? Like, I'm trying so hard to be like very okay and like cool and even. This is just so disappointing.
Yeah.
And for it all to come from a Black woman, this is the story that you came to tell. You sat on for or worked on for 10 years, and this is what you came to tell us. That we angry, we hypersexual, and we get pregnant, and we get STDs, and we hate like other people in our communities and in our spaces, which is a lie.
It is a lie.
Which is a lie.
Yep. Child.
All this education and all you came to give us was stereotypes. And this is not. And girl, don't even get me started on the fact that Southern fried rice is not even a Korean dish. Amen. Like.
Baby, yeah, no, and then it's like you could go on forever.
I
literally
girl,
go on
if we had 13 hours, I'd be honestly, I would literally be like, click, and look, see in this next frame.
Literally, as I was watching, I was like, do we need to watch pieces of this?
Like, do we need to break this?
Because at this point, because it even gets to the point where in the last episode, it's Halloween. And they are in their costumes, and Coco is in a very obviously Asian fashion costume. It's got a dragon on it, and it's very much giving, I am now putting on another culture that is still not my actual heritage. And so it's like it just gets worse and worse. The police show up at the end. It's a whole, like,
my God, today.
It is a whole thing, but they show up so that Coco, you know what, I'm saving you the time, baby. You ain't got to watch it. You don't have to watch it.
Yeah.
At the end, they try to give Coco her like well-rounded moment of coming back to the conversation with Joy, where she's like, you have all this privilege, but you're not recognizing it. And then getting to the end, she goes, because cousin comes to visit, but cousin decided to have an abortion. She's having a conversation with her baby daddy. Something happened. She's like, Coco, I need you. So Coco get her girls, and they go to this parking lot of this apartment to go get her. But of course, now whoop, the police roll up, and they're like, what's going on here? And of course, like everything is slowing down. It's like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen? And then Coco decides, it's got to be me, guys.
Right.
I've got to be the one to talk to the cops for you because they won't hurt me. So she goes, she says, she's like, there's nothing wrong. Everything is okay. And okay, well, y'all get out of here. And he goes about his life. So Coco gets her moment, her well-rounded moment, I guess, to be that ally that she just learned how to be all of a sudden.
But I thought she was in the Black community and like she lived the Black experience. Why did she just learn to be an ally?
And that's the thing that's not connecting, because I asked myself that. I was like, well, why does it feel like all these things have to be taught to you, and you didn't pick up any of this, you didn't learn any of this from your Black parents? Like none of this, and it's not just your Black educated parents who also went to this HBCU. Like, so nobody was telling you these things. You weren't having these conversations, because Black parents are notorious for having a conversation with their kids.
They are.
And so they weren't having these conversations with you about your race and your identity and your ethnicity and how you may be perceived and how they are probably being perceived having an Asian child with them and what it means for them as well as a parent. Like none of this. You just been walking around ignorant this whole time. We ain't learned nothing throughout.
It was just buns and slick buns and edges,
and fried chicken
and gold chains. That's it. And which is what I mean when I say this couldn't have been written in 10 years. It just couldn't have. It couldn't have been worked and molded. It just couldn't have been.
And not in these 10 years, because it's not even saying like, oh, this is a random 10 years in time. This has been a tumultuous 10 years.
They done took affirmative action.
Like there's so much that has happened. Like the Black Lives Matter movement literally was in this 10-year span.
My God.
All of this happened, and there was no foresight. There was no, like, pause the script.
The COVID-19 kind of, the Asian hate, like none of this. Yeah, jeez.
There was so much context to pull from.
Whoa.
So much going on in which we could have said, well, hold on. Maybe I'm not doing whatever this story is that I'm going to tell. Maybe I'm not doing this. Maybe there's a different way for me to go about this. There was no reflecting. I'm not going to say there was no reflecting. I don't know you.
We don't know.
I don't know. But the reflecting does not appear apparent to me.
Yeah.
Is how I'm going to phrase this.
Yeah. Because, I mean, child, getting into this, Lord, and then I don't know if y'all know, but I looked up the actress.
Yeah.
Right? They gave her a perm. She has silky black hair. They gave her a perm. They gave Miss Mama a perm. Once again, what is the story that you were trying to tell me?
With all the wig
why
she had in her head,
the Asian
we
girl
just put on a wig?
But why does the Asian girl need curly hair?
Exactly. She could have just been herself.
Why is this Asian girl's upbringing just reduced to stereotypical Black culture or really Black beauty? It ain't no culture. It's literally just edges and bonnets and curly hair. And cornbread.
Mm.
But as I was watching the episodes, like, obviously, that roommate character Joy, immediately I was like, my God, they done fell into the stereotype immediately. Trap. But it made me think about Wilder's 2010 article, which examined the messages that young Black American women like received about their skin tone, right? And so the author found that labels associated with dark-skinned Black women were often derogatory and negative, and related to terms that characterized them as unintelligent, combative, unattractive, and intimidating.
And they made sure she checked off most of them boxes. The only one that I would say that they did not try to check off was that unintelligent. Her being studious, that was it.
And not unattractive because
and mama, she was gorgeous.
I'm sorry, she was so and cute, and I loved her hair and her face. And
her hair was,
you know what I mean? She was so, but like,
exactly.
So, and it's like, one of the things that they talk about is how these perceptions are fueled by the media.
Boy. Yeah.
Which portrays skin Black women this way, right? And how the research really talks about how, like, the media isn't something that we just consume and it doesn't impact us, but these are like stereotypes that we internalize and then we allow to play out in real life. Meaning that if you have this idea that, okay, dark-skinned Black women are combative, they're always angry, they're not smart, they're unattractive, that leads to you seeing all the real dark-skinned Black women around you as this. How does that impact how you will then treat them? And so we see that in the research, where it shows that dark-skinned Black women get harsher punishments, they get poorer evaluations. So we're thinking about in prison, when we're thinking about in school. And so in all of these settings, in the workplace, right? Because of these perceptions or these stereotypes that are being kind of funneled through media that we all kind of consume and internalize. And so my whole thing was in big 2025, as another Black woman, for you to push forward this stereotype. Oh, my God. My God today. My God today. It was just so disappointing. And so then I have to lean into more of the impact stereotype or the impact of stereotypes in the literature, right? And so a study conducted by Gerald and colleagues in 2017 found that young Black women revealed that their awareness that others hold negative stereotypes of them as Black women predicted negative mental health outcomes. So there was that increase in depression, anxiety, and hostility, which then predicted diminished self-care behaviors and greater drug and alcohol use for coping. And so when I say that I'm disappointed, I'm obviously frustrated. It's because I know the impact that these stereotypes will not only have on how people perceive Black women, but how Black women will then feel about themselves.
Yes.
And how they will then experience life, what their mental and physical health outcomes will be. Like, and there was another study by Abdu and Fingerhut in 2014. Also, Fingerhut is such a funny last name. I'm so sorry, but I read it and I was like, But it suggests that Black women experiencing stereotype threat, which I'll define in a bit, reported significantly greater anxiety in healthcare settings than any other racial group, suggesting that negative stereotypes is an overlooked social barrier contributing to health disparities.
Yep.
So this ain't just no show. This is not just play. Like these, like the perceptions that we contribute to impact people in real ways.
It's your mind, it's your body, it's literally your health.
Like, and so, yeah, once again, I'm just disappointed. I am. Like, this was so upsetting beyond, like, the idea that, you know, post us losing affirmative action. And for folks who may not remember, like, that whole argument regarding affirmative action was there were a lot of organizations behind that, but a lot of the people who were at the forefront of that story, who were on the mics, who were arguing against it, unfortunately, was Asian students. Like, post us losing affirmative action, this is the story that you've chosen to tell us. Like, and so I think that's what I mean when I say this is missing so much nuance.
Yeah.
Because in trying to kind of get rid of, or trying to put out this very, I guess, interesting story, you've forgotten the context of everything that we're living in. So not only is it that, you know, affirmative action has been taken away, and a big player of that were the Asian students who were kind of put in the front by these organizations and talking about how, you know, it's all of these different things. And a lot of it is, it's unfair that Black students are taking up all these spaces in the schools, and that's why I can't get in. Like, you're like, it could, like, that could play a part into why people are not digesting this well. Beyond the stereotypes, right? The context of everything that is currently going on. It's just disappointing.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it feels like, again, going back to, it feels like there was just not much thought given to this. It was very much like, what is going to just, what's that shock value?
Yeah.
What is going to get people going?
Yeah. What
is going to be something that's like, oh, this feels different. Oh, it's interesting, but this is like, it's going to make people feel something.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like. It feels like another show that's been like thrown out there that's just like, oh yeah, no, this is gonna catch their attention. And it's gonna get them riled up. It doesn't feel like something that was just like, no, this is something that's just really meaningful. It doesn't feel like there was heart put into it for these, to really build out these characters. To really be thinking about, again, what does it mean to put out this show at this time and in this context? And unfortunately, so going back to thinking about these impacts that media can have on us. So I was looking into the internalized racism research, and internalized racism has had a few definitions, but one of the ones that I'm going to go with is internalized racism refers to the acceptance by marginalized racial populations of the negative societal beliefs and stereotypes about themselves. So essentially, the narratives, the stories that we're hearing from the dominant culture, which in American society is white culture, the narratives that we're hearing, taking those on as if they are like a badge, wearing those or internalizing those, digesting those in such a way that it's saying, this is what I think of myself. This is what I think of others that look like me. And oftentimes it's things that are very negative.
Yeah.
And so when we're thinking about media, I read an article called "And That's Why We're Feeling the," I love this title. It was "And That's Why We're Feeling the Blues."
Yeah.
Examining associations among internalized racism, watching TV, and depression among African Americans. And so these researchers, they conducted a study of 627 African American adults. And what they found is, one, exposure to Black and African American content or images on television and total time spent watching TV is possibly related to depression levels for Black and African American television viewers. So essentially, the more time that you're spending watching TV and really anything on the television, because that's time we're not being active, that's time we're not really engaging with one another. In community, we've talked about, is so important. Our health is really important. It has an impact on us. But in addition to this, something else that they found was that higher levels of internalized racism were positively related to higher levels of self-reported depression. And what that means is that when someone is surveyed, when they're given a survey, and they are essentially checking off items that are connected to internalized racism, the more that they are checking off, or the more that we would say that they are endorsing that, the higher they are also responding to items about depression that are describing those experiences of depression, those feelings of depression. So that was the second thing that they found. The third thing that they found is a significant relationship between exposure to Black or African American images on television and reported levels and reported depression levels of Black or African American television users. So again, spending more time watching, they found what they believe could be a connection between the exposure of the images that we're receiving on television, which we know are of Black and African American people, are often very negative. Again, the more exposure that we're getting to some of these mainstream images, the higher levels of depression that we are experiencing. They also found that internalized racism, exposure to Black images, and time spent watching television had the highest, what they say are correlations, and accounted for 38% of the variance in the depression variable. Basically, again, internalized racism, exposure to these images that the media is feeding us, and the time that we're spending watching the television really contributed to that explanation of why we're experiencing higher levels of depression. And lastly, they found that Black and African American people that have high scores on the internalized racism scale that they used also reported being exposed to more stereotypical portrayals than participants that didn't. So again, going back to the role that media plays in our experiences of internalized racism, our experiences of our mental health, our physical health, it's not just mindlessly. A lot of times it's like we turn something on, we're mindlessly watching. You were never mindlessly consuming something. Everything that you consume is having an impact on you, whether you recognize it or not. And so when we are seeing images on the television in the media that is portraying us in a negative light, that is only showing us to be hypersexualized, that is only showing us to be angry Black women, that is only showing us as being worthy of being loved for how we look, or what your skin tone is, or we're seeing others wearing the stereotype of us, how they portray us. You need the long acrylic nails. You need to make sure you have the laid edges. Like when we see these characters being portrayed as us, it's having an impact.
Yep.
And it's impacting everything from your mental health to your physical health, because it's all connected.
Yep.
And so there is no such thing as mindlessly watching television, mindlessly consuming content, mindlessly scrolling. That's not a thing. And so I just kind of want to put that out there to when we feel like we're winding down and we're using that time to scroll, or we're using that time to watch TV, being mindful of what we're consuming is so important, especially when, unfortunately, we can't always rely on people that look like us and people that don't look like us to put things out there in the media that is going to pour into us, that is going to portray us in a positive light, that is going to celebrate our joy, celebrate our wins, celebrate our, like, the beauty in the diversity that you can find within our community. We can't always rely on those things to happen. So we have to be mindful in the content that we consume. And unfortunately, Southern fried rice is not something I would say is healthy to consume, to be able to see and feel like I'm going to come out of this feeling good about who I am as a person and as a Black woman.
Yeah. I feel like it's just like this idea that there is this idea that, like, I think about Issa Rae, who says like, oh, I'm rooting for everybody Black. And I remember like a few months ago, I had seen this Black woman's bio, and it was, I'm rooting for everybody who loves being Black. And I said,
oh,
yeah, maybe that's what, because I feel like it's pro-Black in some form of, in a concept of theory, in the fact that, you know, it's Black people being employed. It's on a Black network. It's from a Black writer. But in reality, it might be doing a little bit more harm than good, right? And if this was for the Black or Asian community, or to show kind of Black and Asian unity, how? Like that, like none of that was really shown, or not. There was not really much effort put into this. And I feel like if this had been 10 years in the making, maybe someone should have said, this ain't the time to put this out right now. Because it's not
at all.
It's just not. And you're putting out stereotypes in a time where folks are being laid off at disastrous rates.
Black women.
Okay, there are ICE raids in Chicago. There are ICE raids everywhere in California. Like, there are so many communities being targeted. Like SNAP benefits are being cut off. People don't have access to healthcare, right? We are at a point where people are pointing finger at each other because how did the country get to this? So what is this story adding right now to what we need, right? Like what is it adding? And I feel like the response to the criticisms as well is a big part, because if this was for the Black community or for the Asian community, you need to take some of that feedback. Because I feel like that's such a big part of being an artist for the people, right? Because that's what you say. This is for, you know, you've been working on this, and this is for representation. You need to take back the feedback from the people who you said you're representing. And so earlier I mentioned stereotype threat. And so this was something that was coined by Dr. Claude Steele, which he defined as a socially premised psychological threat that arises when one is in a situation or doing something for which a negative stereotype about one's group applies. Or so, in other words, like, stereotype threat refers to the fear of confirming negative stereotype about, like, maybe one social group, so thinking about race or gender, etc., which can cause kind of anxiety and negatively impact like your performance. And so Brooks in 2023 kind of talks about how this becomes kind of a self-fulfilling condition. So as the person who is experiencing kind of stereotype threat focuses more on not confirming their negative stereotypes, they actually end up doing worse at the task or whatever they're doing, right? So thinking about the impact of like a fat, Black, dark-skinned woman who watches that show, who then gets around people and has to kind of watch themselves or police themselves so they don't get perceived as very loud and aggressive and combative, right? And how that impacts like that Black woman. And I think about how on the flip side, there's like stereotype lift, or I think about the Obama effect where, you know, when you see somebody who looks like you do great things, like you're like, oh man, maybe I'll rise to that and I'll do this. And so we on the flip side though.
Yeah.
We are on the flip side because there's not much that people who watch that show will really get. Like there's no kind of more information that is given about Joy, who is the roommate, about why she might be upset. She just comes across as angry, which is why it's reinforcing that angry Black woman stereotype. There's no story about really how the best friend Tammy is in this relationship. I just don't want to be my mom, but I'm pregnant and I can't go to school. And now I aborted my baby. And now me and my baby daddy fighting. Bruh, come save me.
Yep.
Slam, slam, slam. What? What?
Yep. There's just so much about this show that is... I feel like there's so much that's happened that has set us back quite a few years, but I feel like this show is also adding to that. Like it's also pushing us back, setting us back, because it's absolutely not moving us forward. It's not moving any narratives forward. It's not moving us forward as people. And it makes me think about, so going back to thinking about internalized racism, what happens when we're seeing these types of images, things like that.
Yeah.
Internalized racism has been described as a self-perpetuating cycle of oppression. So essentially that means if you are adopting some of this internalized racism or experiencing some of this internalized racism, at some point it starts to act in a way in which you are perpetuating it yourself. Basically, you don't need the things outside of here to happen. You don't need the racism to happen. You can start taking care of the narrative yourself. And so instead of the master coming in with their tools doing the thing, you took the tools. You doing the things to yourself.
Yeah.
At this point.
Yeah.
And so what they said was this acceptance, the internalization of racism maintains the vicious self-perpetuating cycle of oppression. And something that they also talk about, and which is very similar, is this act of self-colonization. And so looking to the larger society to construct a sense of self, members of the target group find negative images that serve to colonize and recolonize them. So again, being mindful of this media that we're consuming and what images as artists you put out and what stories you tell, because your images are being used. So is your image going to be able to be used to help someone, or is it going to be used to harm?
Yeah.
Being mindful, and again, going back to why are we telling this story?
Yeah.
And I think that every idea isn't a great one.
Yeah.
Every idea isn't a good one. I will be the first to say, and maybe I shouldn't say this on the podcast, maybe I shouldn't say this, but I am the first to say that every question there are stupid questions. I'm sorry. There are stupid questions.
My God, today.
And so we can't just go giving participation trophies for every question, for everything that's put out there, just because you did it. Sometimes The feedback needs to come. There should have been more thought here. Yeah. There should have been more forethought. There should have been a pause and like, does this need to be told? And so every story that comes to us ain't a good story. Yeah. We need to ask, what is the purpose why are we doing this? Why are we putting this out there? Yeah. And I think about how research is very much in this same vein. As researchers, we have to ask ourselves, why are we doing this work? Yeah. What is the purpose of my study? How is it going to help? The ways that I'm deciding to go about this study, why is it that I want to go about it in the way that I want to go about it? Yeah. How will it help the community that I'm actually researching? What are they going to get out of it? Yep. Am I just doing the work just because I had the idea and I can? Or am I doing it because it's actually going to serve to push us forward? It's actually going to benefit those that I'm taking this research from, that I'm asking for this data from. Yeah. We have, as artists, as researchers, anybody that is doing anything for the public, for people, need to take that time to really determine why they're doing something. Yeah. What is the actual purpose? And actually care if it's helpful or harmful, not just because you want to do it. Yeah. We can't do everything just because we want to. Yeah. That's not a way to move about life. That's not, and again, because as we see, there are actual harmful effects to just moving about life, doing the things that we want to do just because we want to do it and not thinking about others. And I can't say that others were not thought about in this context. I don't know the person that did it, but there was a lack of information that went into the thought process. Yeah. And I'm sorry, I'm just taken back at this. Yeah. The point of the story is a young Asian woman who was adopted by Black folks goes to an HBCU to find herself. When they said that in the show, I was trying to make connections. Lost. Yeah, I was trying to understand how this, because she said she was going to find her identity. Like I said, you ain't got to watch it. I'm telling you about it. She said she was going to find her identity and she needed to do that at this HBCU. And it just, because, even, and that's and another layer to that is, as another HBCU alum, girl, you don't reduce HBCUs to places where Black people just hang out and go to school. Please. The history of HBCUs is that they were established because Black people couldn't go nowhere to learn and to be. And so they created HBCUs. And so I think it's a little, you've reduced HBCUs when you don't even consider the fact that it's not a place for everybody to go find themselves. Unfortunately, you could, because the education you get there now, very well rounded, honey. Okay, but it's not a place for everybody to go find themselves. Because why would she go there? If that's, you see what, do I need to, you know what I mean? And so, hello? And I really like the part where you said as researchers and as artists, we have a responsibility. Unfortunately, it would be great if everyone could just go out and say and do whatever. But the implications, there are my scholars. People. Yeah, for my scholars out there, when you scroll to the bottom, there are implications of your study. So the implications of this show. Yeah. Ooh. Whoa. Yep. All I hear is stereotype. I'm just. And that's the thing. Speechless. I'm just speechless. And this is a minute detail. But this how much I'm feeling like this show was not thought through. The girl talk about, I'm gonna do a DNA test to find out where I'm from. Girl, you just told us at the beginning that she was from Korea. There was a whole cartoon.
You just told us she from Korea.
They did a whole cartoon to show them in Korea and adopting the baby.
You just said you was from Korea. Why are you doing a DNA test to find out where you're from? Please.
Girl.
Mind you, 10 years, guys. Y'all should call me. Y'all should call me.
And then happy audacity to follow that up with and say when the guy was like, but you kind of, and she was like, am I Asian? Babes,
once again, do you know that we can see you? Can you see yourself? Wait, no, guys, what's
at this point?
What's going on?
I don't think so.
What are you talking about, bro? So it's stuff like that where I'm like, bro, like, I feel like as an artist in this time and age, like, I wish everybody could just put out bad art. Sorry, but bad art. I wish, but please, come on now. Girl from Korea, now she doing a DNA test to find out that she from Korea.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, please. Yeah. It seemed like very much like trying to weave in the adoptee story, the transracial adoptee story. But you told me the story. So why she don't know the story?
Child, because she told the story. She was the narrator. So she knows the story, and we know she knows the story. But, and it's just, and again, going back to that point of, it's Black produced, it's Black writers, things like that. And I'm always supportive of like Black art and Black artists. And I wish we were in this situation, there were more questions asked.
And sorry, but in the show, ain't it one part where she's like dating the two guys, and then one of them only likes her because she's Asian?
Yep. Literally says that he's collecting all the Infinity Stones. He needs a Spanish girl next.
What story are you telling about? So we've talked about the story you're telling about Black women. What's the story you're telling me about Asian women?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Am I watching a show in Big 2025 about a Black man only wanting to date an Asian woman because she's Asian? Why am I watching this girl get fetishized?
Exactly.
Oh, Nakia.
Yep.
KeKe, please. Everybody in the show, please. Y'all done made Joy the dang Sapphire.
Yeah.
Like, oh, the girls who don't know Sapphire stereotype, that's the stereotype that portrays Black women as rude, loud, malicious, stubborn, overbearing. She's very nasty. Everybody hates her. But like, then we got the other girl who's a Jezebel.
Yep.
The people who end up saving Coco from the terrible Black dark-skinned roommate just all happen to be lighter-skinned Black people.
Oh yeah. Because naturally.
Usher, close the producer doors.
Yeah.
Lock
the studio.
Lock the studios. Usher, close the door.
Babes, we can't. No more.
No,
we don't need
that's
two.
So good, girl.
We don't need season 2.
We don't. Hey,
look,
please.
Cliffhanger. It was fine. Leave it.
It's okay. No,
we don't need to find out.
It's fine. No,
we don't need the answer.
We don't need no answers.
We don't, because obviously we have too many questions for there to be answered.
Sure.
So let's just
10 years.
Let's just leave it.
We done been through 2 Trump presidencies. Well, not through. We
struggling. We still in
2.
year 1.
Yeah. Right.
Damn.
Child, we done lived through COVID. Girl, we done lived like what ice rays and.
As a millennial, I'm tired, man.
Like what?
It's like so disappointing to go from like the golden age of Black TV.
Mind you, Ryan Coogler just put out Sinners. You put out this during the year that Ryan Coogler put out Sinners. Look at what your peers are doing.
Sinners. Abbott Elementary.
Mind you, girl, Abbott Elementary.
Girl, like they are.
Ryan Coogler on he before the movie telling you. This is why I want the 70 millimeter film with his little Cali accent, so cute.
It is.
Telling you, girl, I'm outside. I'm getting the knowledge, and this is
This is what we end up with. Because literally the thought that goes into the movie, the forethought that he put into his incorporation of the Chinese American characters to talk about their history in the Mississippi Delta. The work that and thought that went into all of this, the history, to tell the story in an accurate way. And this is Southern fried rice.
And I hate to do it to you, sister, but what? Like, oh God. Imagine if I'm not gonna lie, like, imagine watching Southern Fried Rice and you didn't know it was a black woman producer or screenwriter or whatever. I would have been in there like, yes. Oh my God, like these people is trying to get, like, the gag of my life. I not know.
The way I was just sitting there thinking about that, I was sitting there thinking about the fact that, like, this is one of those times where you're sitting there screaming at the TV, don't let them be black.
No, literally,
don't let them be black. And
because this is, how is this a what? Who? What? Where? Who? What? When? Where? And why? That's what I.
And those are all the questions that should have been asked. The production, the scripting, the everything of this, and they.
And, okay, actually, I'm gonna take it back because Ryan Coogler was a lot. He's kind of like, he's an icon, duh. And he's Ryan Coogler. But okay, even taking it back, like, giving it something to really compare it to, Awkward Black Girl by Issa Rae.
Yes,
which was also a show that started on YouTube, supposed to represent the awkward Black girl.
Yeah,
look at your peers.
Yeah. No, literally. I was thinking, like, as this show was on, so when I was in undergrad, there was a show out called College Boyfriends that was produced in the AUC. And when I tell you, they had me tuned in for every episode. And they did a really good job of showing the campus culture, of showing their experiences as they're trying to navigate relationships. And there was diversity in the stories that we were telling. It wasn't they were able to showcase different experiences and it not feel like, oh, I'm just watching a stereotype. Like, there are examples out there. Like, we don't even have to, like you said, we don't even have to talk about these, the big, like, we don't have to talk about the Abbott Elementaries.
Yeah, no.
The Quinta Brunsons and the Ryan Coogler. We don't have to. But there are examples of what this could be, how it could have been even with lower budget and things. But it's just disappointing to see this is where television is, and having all those YouTube. Good black shows. It is YouTube.
Shade. No shade, because we also on YouTube, but
no, YouTube, keep that. Don't try to cut our check.
Just
like, we're trying to get there. Please,
no, hold it. Whoa,
you're trying to get monetized. Please don't.
Yeah.
But literally, like, there's so many examples out there.
Jesus.
But it's so hard to watch that and think about, like, there used to be such good shows that showcase black culture.
And at a time like this, we need something that makes us guffaw, something that makes us laugh.
Yes.
Joy is resistance.
Yes.
You are not providing us joy.
No, I didn't KeKe.
I didn't
laugh not one time.
Nothing. I was just sitting there.
I was gasping, losing my air that I need to breathe.
I was just in there like, oh, that's another slur you've called me. Great. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Oh, new one.
Yep.
So, girlies, back to the drawing board. Actually, leave the drawing board alone.
It's take a break.
Yeah, I say take a break, y'all. But it's like,
let's just sit down and rest. There's already enough going on in the world. I can't.
No,
I can't take no more. Please,
I can't take no more. Like, wait.
Let's just have a seat and it'll be okay. Yeah, we can forget this show ever happened.
Yeah, for sure.
Take it down.
Yeah, I think, Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah.
Nakia Diva.
Yeah. This one it. This one it, girl.
I think about the tweet. I don't know if you ever seen that tweet. Oh my god, it was it's oh my god, it was what's his name? Kirk Franklin. He had this tweet where somebody asked him a terrible question, and it was during the height of 2020, and so he said, "So my black brother, with blood still wet on the streets, this is the conversation you can pull from your heart to ask me." And honestly, that's exactly how I feel. Like, so my black sister, with blood still wet on the streets, this is the conversation you could pull from your heart to ask me. Because, whoa, they already laying me off,
girl.
They're already not giving me good access to healthcare. They're making sure I'm not eating.
They snatching student scholarships away if you say DEI.
They picking, girl, the ICE is picking up everyone. Hello? They're targeting everyone. And this is what you've brought to me. This is what you brought to me.
This is the story.
As I'm suffering and navigating this. Hurricane and hitting Jamaica, Haiti, Cuba, Dominican Republic, Bahamas. And this is what you've brought to me.
In this day and age.
Okay, let me start. The hurricane did just recently happen, but
you know, thinking like
this
be more like Michael Threets. He's giving us back reading Rainbow. He's giving us some nostalgia.
Yeah.
Something to feel good about. Telling people to read.
Yeah.
But this is what you brought to us.
You might need to cite your sources.
On this day in October.
You might need to cite your sources. Where did you get these thoughts and these?
You know, yeah.
What'd you look at? Would you yeah. Anyways. So let's put the pots and pans down. Let's not cook no more southern fried rice, Nakia.
Oh, baby.
Turn the oven off.
Please.
Turn the stove off, my fault. But turn it, whichever. Yeah. Turn it. I actually don't know how. Stove. Turn it off.
Yeah. Right. The stove.
Don't buy no more rice.
I cannot believe they started this with homegirl laying on the floor sick from somebody's potato salad.
These old raggedy stereotypes, girl, get away from me.
I'm so over this.
Who tater salad you ate?
Was it out of my face? Was it in a Tupperware?
You
know better than that.
That is so 2000. You know what? It does give 10 years in the making. That's so 2015 kind of black culture baby. You know?
Yeah.
Tater salad. Girl, please. We
wrap it up.
Yeah.
Like a Christmas present. Wrap it up, baby.
Yeah. Ball it up if you have to.
That's okay. We won't.
Please.
We will not complain.
Yeah. Give us something else.
You know, dig deep.
Yeah.
In your heart.
Because you said this is 10 years. So
yeah, I was about to say sit with it for a while, but she did sit with this one for 10 years. I don't consult more. I'm
disappointed, Diva. This is, man, what? We ain't even gonna talk about them people pulling out your old tweets. Lord, well. So I'll just leave it at that, Nakia.
Child.
Still love you, but please.
From
one sister to another.
Exactly. From a sisterly place. Please.
Put the pen down. Just for now, at least. Like, this is just not the time. Like, had this come out where economy doing okay, people's, communities are working together. You know what I mean? Like, Trump ain't in office. Like, vice president ain't on podcast as opposed to vice president. And, but not right now. Just not right now.
Because we ain't got the resources to cope, baby. We're depleted. Right, we've been getting slapped, punched, kicked, thrown down the stairs every other day. And then here you come, like, let me get my lick.
Like, AI drinking all the water, girl.
Check.
Not now. I'm sorry, just not now.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, just give us a moment. Just give us a moment.
Give us a moment.
Let us figure out what's going on with all of this, and we'll be back, Diva.
You know, and on that note, for everybody listening, this episode comes out on Monday. Voting is on Tuesday. If you did not early vote, voting is on Tuesday.
Yes.
Get to your place of polling. Submit your ballots. Because, baby, we're still under attack. So I need you to get in there.
Yes.
Do your thing. Do your part.
Yeah.
Read up on what propositions are coming out. Everything that you should be voting for in your district. Go ahead, read up on it.
Yes.
So you watch this Monday. Tuesday, I want to see you out there at your polling place. Tag us. Send us a video. DM us. Show us your I voted sticker. I want to see that you are out there because I'll be voting. I'll be going tomorrow.
So that we will.
We'll be voting. So please, because as we've talked about, we've been getting kicked
up
and thrown down the stairs. We got ICE agents out here that are being told, no, you really do need to wear a body camera. Like, babes, things are not okay. Yeah, the world is not okay. It is on fire.
Yeah.
Please.
Please, if you can, engage with your community.
Yes.
Okay. We are upon very tough times. Engage with your community. Okay. If we want Black Asian community, girl, go make some. Go engage. Go have real life conversations. Talk to people. Go volunteer. Go donate if you can. Take care of each other. Right now, in real life, not in the media.
No.
In real life, donate to hurricane relief from Hurricane Melissa that impacted Jamaica, that impacted Haiti, like Cuba. Like, go out there and take care of each other, and we'll come back to the art making once we've got each other together.
Exactly. Amen.
Thank you. Is that all you needed to say?
Yeah. I mean, we could.
I have 13 hours more.
You know,
but
we could have kept going, but
we could have.
The camera will die at some point.
It will.
So we do have to kind of wrap it up for y'all.
And we're accent going in and out like, please. And gave this girl a perm. Oh God. Anyway. She with the man because he want an Asian girl. Girl! I'm mad for everybody.
Truly. Honestly.
Sorry.
Equal opportunity hater over here.
No, like, never a liar. Well, I am a hater. But I'm a hater with the theory. Okay?
With the theory.
We coming with the facts.
And we backing it up, baby.
This ain't just my opinion. This is what the people said.
Multiple researchers.
Okay? With my opinion. So.
Exactly.
What's your tea? Can we help you with a theory? Send us your tea through our email, teaandtheorypodcast@gmail.com, and follow us on all of our socials at Tea and Theory Podcast. Send us a DM, okay? Send your tea that way, okay?
We'll be waiting.
We are. Actually, we'll take some. No, I'm kidding. And as always, at the end of every episode, Quenisha will wrap us up with a brief meditation and some words of affirmation.
Yes. So, as I always say, find your comfortable position. Maybe you want to lay down today. Maybe today's, I just want to sit up. Whatever feels best for your body. Just taking a moment to take inventory. See what you're feeling. See what it is that you're needing. And find that space for yourself. I'll invite you to begin to take a few slow, deep breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. Being mindful to breathe deeply into your belly. And when you're ready, if you're comfortable, slowly begin to allow your gaze to soften or your eyes to fully close. Continue taking those deep breaths allowing yourself to really be here, be present, and be in the moment. Our narratives have, for so long, been given to us. They have been assigned to us, which doesn't allow us to really have the opportunity to say, well, this is who I am. This is who I want to be. And that can be frustrating. It can be disheartening. It can be hard to feel like you can't always walk through life showing up as your full self. But in this moment, I'm here to tell you that you can recapture that. You can self-define. You can be who it is that you want to be. You can show up as your full self, as the beautiful individual that you are, as the beautiful Black woman that you are. You are accepted in your multitudes. You are loved in your multitudes, and you are allowed to be loved and to love yourself in your multitudes. It's okay to not give in to the pressure of being who everyone expects you to be. It's okay to just show up as you are. So as we are in this moment, I want to give you a few things. So first, I want you to know that, and you can repeat these affirmations to yourself or silently. First, I am allowed to be whoever it is I was created to be. I am allowed to be whoever it is I was created to be. Others do not define me. Others do not define me. I am a beautiful, Black, intelligent woman. I am a beautiful, Black, intelligent woman. Allow these affirmations to really permeate through you. Allow them to really speak to you. And take a few moments to take a few more deep breaths on your own as you reflect. I'll invite you to slowly begin to come back into this moment, wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes. Maybe you want to move your head gently from side to side as you come back into this present moment and join us on the couch. If you're watching this video, you may notice that the couch is not here at the moment. The setting has changed.
We had some technical difficulties, but we want to make sure that we brought you out of that meditation and brought you back into the present moment, but also ended the episode as we always do. And so Cass is not with me. I'm coming at you directly from editing. But on behalf of both Cass and I, we want to thank you for joining us for episode 6. And we cannot wait to see you until next time. Bye. Won't you come in?